In every city on Earth except Antarctica, a weed grows through sidewalk cracks, packed with 300 to 400 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids per 100 grams, unrivaled even by kale or spinach, and containing EPA, melatonin, dopamine, and rare micronutrients. Praised by the World Health Organization as a global panacea, named by Theophrastus, Pliny, and Hippocrates, yet officially condemned as one of the world's 10 worst weeds, this is purslane, thriving for millennia and appearing in ancient Chinese medicine and archaeological finds from the Americas. As researchers at the University of Texas at San Antonio reveal new neuroactive compounds, and Simopolis confirms its nutritional dominance, regulators fuel a $45 billion herbicide industry to erase it, while extension guides ignore its value, and the omega-3 supplement market grows by $8 billion. If survival means resilience, why are the world's best adapted superfood and centuries of knowledge being methodically destroyed? The answers begin here. Purslane is everywhere, sprouting from cracked sidewalks in Nairobi, weaving through wheat fields in Punjab, carpeting vacant lots in Sao Paulo. Its reach is unmatched, thriving on every continent except Antarctica, often without a drop of irrigation or a pinch of fertilizer. Each plant can unleash up to 240,000 seeds a year, seeds that can wait in the soil for decades before bursting back to life. This is a plant that refuses to disappear, yet official labels tell a different story. The World Health Organization lists purslane among the world's most used medicinal herbs. In advocacy circles, it has been called global panacea, but in the same breath, agricultural authorities rank it among the planet's top 10 noxious weeds. In Florida, it is outlawed outside of production zones. Arizona once banned its transport entirely. University extension offices publish guides on how to eradicate it, never mentioning its nutritional value or medicinal history. On herbicide labels, purslane sits alongside ragweed and pigweed, targeted by glyphosate, dicamba, and 2,4-D, the chemical arsenal of a $45 billion global weed control industry. The contradiction is stark. Here is a plant praised by the world's health authorities and condemned by its agricultural regulators, a survivor in the world's harshest soils and a target for relentless eradication. Why does the best adapted, most accessible source of omega-3s draw such hostility? What is gained and what is lost when a food this powerful is rebranded as an enemy? More than 2,000 years before laboratory instruments could measure omega-3 fatty acids or catalogue antioxidants, purslane earned a place in the written record of nearly every ancient civilization. Theophrastus, Aristotle's student and the father of botany, described purslane as a prized summer potherb in his 4th century BC treatise, noting its resilience and value in Greek gardens. Pliny the Elder, writing in 1st century Rome, recommended purslane as an amulet, worn to drive away sickness and to cool the body. It was seen as a living shield against fever and inflammation. Hippocrates, the physician whose name still defines the oath of medicine, called purslane a blessed plant, prescribing it for urinary and digestive ailments. Half a world away, Chinese herbalists called purslane the vegetable for long life, recording its use in the 16th century Compendium of Materia Medica for clearing heat and resolving toxins. Traditional Chinese medicine still turns to purslane for dysentery and blood cooling, a reputation that persists in rural apothecaries and urban clinics alike. Archaeologists have unearthed purslane seeds at indigenous sites across the Americas, from Texas to the southwest, dating back as far as 1000 BCE. Pima and Zuni communities used the seeds for flour, while Navajo and Tarahumara healers relied on the plant for stomach and ear remedies. These findings, pressed into ancient pottery and soil layers, reveal a quiet continuity. Purslane fed and healed people on 3 continents long before it was branded a weed. The written testimonies and archaeological traces speak with one voice. For millennia, purslane was not a pest to be purged, but a resource to be gathered, blessed, and preserved. Its legacy, inscribed in parchment, bone, and tradition, stands in stark contrast to the modern labels that would erase it. No other leafy plant matches purslane's omega-3 power. In 1992, Dr. Artemis Simopolis published a landmark analysis in the Journal of the American College of Nutrition. Purslane's fresh leaves deliver 300 to 400 milligrams of alpha-linolenic acid per 100 grams, 5 times the total fatty acids found in spinach and 10 times more than kale. This is not just a trace element, it is a biochemical signature. The ratio is remarkable. For every 3 parts omega-3 in purslane, there is only 1 part omega-6 and half a part omega-9. That balance stands out in a world where most crops tip heavily toward omega-6, a pattern linked to modern dietary imbalances. But purslane's profile does not stop at alpha-linolenic acid. It is one of the only lamb plants confirmed to contain eicosapentaenoic acid, a compound usually found in fish oil and marine algae, and a prized molecule in the supplement industry. Simopulis called it the richest known plant source of alpha-linolenic acid, setting a standard that has held for over 30 years. In the wild, this weed outperforms anything grown in a greenhouse or designed in a lab. Laboratory analysis reveals a nutritional arsenal that goes far beyond fatty acids. Purslane delivers 26% of the daily value for vitamin A and 35% for vitamin C in just 100 grams of fresh leaves. Its vitamin E content is 7 times higher than spinach, and the plant's beta-carotene rivals that of carrots. Magnesium comes in at 17% of daily value, potassium at 14%, a mineral profile that supports everything from nerve function to heart health. Calcium and iron, often lacking in modern diets, are present in meaningful amounts. But the surprises do not stop at vitamins and minerals. Researchers at the University of Texas at San Antonio identified unusually high levels of melatonin in purslane, 10 to 20 times greater than most fruits and vegetables. This is the same compound sold in pharmacies to regulate sleep cycles. Even more startling, the plant naturally produces dopamine and noradrenaline, neurotransmitters usually associated with the human brain and monetized by the pharmaceutical industry. These findings point to a weed with antioxidant and endocrine properties that no other common vegetable can match. The evidence is clear. Purslane is not just a wild food, but a biochemical outlier, quietly rewriting what a plant can offer. Arizona once made it illegal to carry purslane across its borders, naming it a prohibited noxious weed in state law. On paper, this plant joined the same blacklist as bindweed and thistle. It was a threat to be stopped at the state line. Yet nowhere in the regulatory text or in the university extension guides that followed did anyone mention that purslane delivers more omega-3 fatty acids than any other leafy vegetable. The University of Arizona's own fact sheet describes purslane as a nuisance in gardens and fields, recommending it be pulled and destroyed, but it omits any reference to its role in traditional medicine or its nutritional edge over spinach and kale. Extension offices across the country echo this silence, publishing step-by-step eradication guides that erase 2,000 years of documented use. The economic machinery behind this erasure is vast. On herbicide labels, purslane appears alongside ragweed and pigweed, targeted by glyphosate, dicamba, and 2,4-D. These chemicals anchor a global weed control industry worth $45 billion. That industry profits every time a plant like purslane tries to reclaim a patch of earth. Meanwhile, the omega-3 supplement market, built on fish oil and marine algae, hovers around $8 billion. The numbers lay bare the paradox. The world spends billions to destroy a weed that outperforms commercial crops in nutrients, then spends billions more to bottle the very compounds it gives away for free. This is not a battle over a stubborn plant. It is a system designed to erase value, to silence the evidence, and to profit from the gap between what grows at our feet and what we are told to buy. In kitchens from Oaxaca to Athens, purslane is not a weed but a welcome guest. Mexican cooks simmer verdolagas with pork and tomatillo, turning the lemony leaves into a tangy stew passed down through generations. Across the Mediterranean, Greek and Turkish families tossed purslane into fresh salads and savoury pies, prized for its crisp bite and subtle tartness. These dishes are more than tradition. They are living proof that knowledge survives where official labels fail. Doctors in Chinese clinics still prescribe purslane to cool the blood and ease inflammation, echoing remedies found in centuries-old herbal texts. In Nigeria, clinicians documented a 50% reduction in muscle spasticity when patients used a topical purslane extract, a result now cited in medical journals. Scientists searching for crops that can survive rising salinity have begun to look to purslane's stubborn resilience. Field trials show the plant thriving in salty soils where wheat and rice wither, offering hope for food security in a changing climate. Each purslane plant can scatter up to 240,000 seeds, and those seeds can wait 40 years or more before sprouting. This is a legacy of survival, but it comes with a warning. Urban foragers and gardeners are urged to avoid harvesting purslane from roadsides or fields sprayed with herbicides. The safest way to enjoy its benefits is to grow it in clean soil or buy from trusted sources, ensuring that what nourishes does not also harm. The knowledge endures in recipes and clinics, and in the hands of those who refuse to let this plant disappear. Today, the most nutrient-dense plant on Earth is still called a weed, and billions are spent to erase it from our fields and plates. As climate change and malnutrition collide, the real question is, who benefits from ignorance? Sometimes the future grows unbought between the cracks.